it all started with that idea, that epiphany, that we've been the hero the entire time. And so that's the first part, was the awareness. You know, starting the 15-minute fuels that we started doing daily, that was testing the hero concept. And then you start to see the feedback, and everybody was really open to it. And we were talking to a conversation that they did not want to have with anybody else, because it was real. So let's start building this keynote. You feel the movement coming, so I talked to Roberto saying, hey, let's at least get something done. And remember, Roberto says, okay, we'll do it. And then remember Roberto said, we're gonna set a time where you get like 100 people in like a little theater area, and then you do it.
Invite 100 people, your patients, do something, because they have the power anyway. One of your monthly, you just get a place, get me 1 or 2 cameras, and we have this message, I don't know, a month from now.
Can you go Z, because I know you like to work with pressure. We'll set up a month from now, like 30 days from now. We'll have a keynote, you'll invite some patients, and then you'll get it. So, and I was nervous about a month from now, like, all right, man, a month. And so we started working on that, and then we went to Park City. And then Garrett gave us the opportunity, hey, listen, in like 10 days or 12 days, you could come, we'll have a studio set up, a 5-camera job. So
huge LCD screens
and
5-camera shoot. We're gonna start hosting events there. The next one we're hosting, well, if you wanna come back in April, I'll lock down the date.
So instead of us creating, Garrett, the opportunity, the unknown that we couldn't expect, happened in a way shorter period of time. So we have to embrace the unknown. So it's shorter. I'm nervous. The shortness, it being shorter, I got ready for a talk quicker than I ever did before in my life, but I had to practice it more than I practiced another talk because it was shorter to master it. We went there, we got it done, we nailed it, and this all happened in 67 days. So this is a perfect example of the blueprint of, there's someone saying, I have an idea, how's it gonna happen? Well, I don't know exactly how it's gonna happen, but if you just start doing and moving forward, the unknowns and opportunities will open up. And so that increases my faith and confidence in the process, knowing that now we're looking for even more unknowns. So now, like Tim said, we completed a circle, a little circle, right? So that would be hero concept to the actual first keynote, boom. So now we're gonna start on the second circle. It's the reverse bullseye. So I don't want the middle of the bullseye. I want the big friggin' ring at the end of it, because that's the big one. So I think each circle just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's the reverse bullseye. And then, you know, it'll just keep on getting bigger and bigger.
Really excited about today. We've got Dr. Chris Zaino, and he is talking about the hero's journey. Yeah, so first of all, just figuring that out. Would you tell somebody to best figure out their hero's path?
Perfect. You know, we're on the go, right? We go to school, we go to college, we're in the race. And what happens is we're taught that after school, find a relationship, get married. So we're busy doing what other people think we should do. We're doing those things to make a living, right? To pay the bills. What do you see in me that you would ask advice on? What do you see in me that you feel that I do really well? Because a lot of times your gifts and talents, they come easy to you, and because of that, you take it for granted. Where something might be easy for you, but someone else, they would pay you thousands of dollars just to sit and learn that wisdom from you, but because it's easy to you, you know, you don't think about it. So you discount the talents that you had. So then you say, well, how do I do it? So if you're watching, here's a practical step. You know, you do your job from 9 to 5. You have a 9 to 5 job, or you do what you're doing to make a living, but now on the time off you have, at least dedicate a couple hours to working on your future, or what I call your hero, what you're created to be.
When I got a chance to go to the Tour de France, you get there and of course every rider is thinking of winning it. Nobody's thinking, I think I'll come in 200th.
Yeah.
But then you hit that first set of hills in the Alps and you realize maybe I'm not going to win this thing. So it's not that they pack up their bikes and go back to their mother country, but they start to back off and they just sort of start thinking about finishing the race. And that's where I think a lot of heroes tend to die, because you really haven't slayed that dragon. You've really just said, I'm kind of satisfied or complacent here. So as far as on this path of picking up your game, I mean, really doing what you've done, which is always to dominate the field, speak to that if you would.
You're absolutely right, because now you're doing well. There's the heat's on. you got food in the fridge, you got clothes on your back, you lose that first thing that got you excited. One thing I know about every hero is no matter the circumstance, the hero realizes that no one's coming to save them. That means that I have to become 100% responsible for my future despite the circumstances, and that you have to become resourceful.
Well, Dr. Chris, this was just amazing. You know, in the idea of starting a business, of building a big practice, of getting lots of clients or members or patients, but without the mission-based journey, without being the hero, without being willing to go through this transformation and live heroically, you know, I think it all fails. I don't think in the end, you're just some guy with a process or procedure that you're trying to make money off of. And I don't think you ever get to a place of real joy or fulfillment. And you certainly don't see the kind of success that you're seeing and that we're teaching here. So, all right, well, thanks everybody. Stay focused on your hero's journey from 0 to a million, and remember who you are.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
What's up,
How are
buddy?
you?
Good. What's going on? Good.
So what's going on, man? Congratulations with your talk in Utah. I saw the talk. It was a great talk, man.
Yeah, went good, man. You know, like
What was specifically the feedback from the speakers? You know, Garrett, Gene Temple.
well, I
the
mean, you
people-
know, they loved it. You know, I didn't get any feedback as far as, you know, what to change. You know, they were overly impressed, like they didn't expect it,
Okay.
which is good. I mean, but that doesn't help me.
Okay. No, it's okay. No, I watch you on a camera doing for me, so it's not like on a live interaction. I have some ideas here
Yeah.
that you can take the next level, and then we can discuss the next thing, which is I believe that you want to do your 1 hour with Q&A and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you're gonna do, right? When is your speak off again?
In
The
May.
event?
In May.
And that is a regular event, and you also gonna doing like a 4 minutes or 5 minutes?
Well, I don't know. I asked them. I emailed them, but it sounds like it's going to be you know, they're going to say, you know, they're not going to say get up there for 20 minutes and talk, right? So they're going to probably. What do you think, Roberto? They're going to give you 3 to 5 minutes?
Yeah, I would say top 5 minutes.
I just
Yeah.
want to compete because
Yeah.
that'll bring the best out of me.
Yeah, the reason I know that I think it's great. I think it's great. I think when you have a deadline and pressure, dude, you practice like a machine. And I'm assuming I'm biased because I work with you, but I'm assuming you're the best speaker of the whole thing. I'm assuming, in my perspective, but the timeline of things.
18th is the speak off, and you could win stages. That's the thing is, if you technically can win a stage, let's go to win the stage, whatever that stage will be.
Yeah.
That'll be sweet.
I mean, dude, that's the first part of your talk is ready. Come on. Mr. America, Almost Die, Cairo, Depressed, Full-Blown Hero.
And I like it because in that story, I could get to the point where when I was I was just so frustrated, you know, because living in false humility, it's just like you deflected it, but deep down, it's just, I want to just be known for someone who worked their ass off to serve people.